What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. As you guys can see, I am in my car by myself because I plan on doing a little sit down chit chat video with you guys. It's kind of hot in here. I'm gonna put the windows down. Hold on. So I just put the windows down because it's actually hot in here. So I wanted to talk to you guys about something that I just feel is super important, especially during pregnancy. Obviously, that's when you're most often going to the doctors, and that's when you're supposed to feel your best. So, as you guys know, I am currently pregnant, and if you don't, well, now you know. I don't see the doctor that I was going to during my first pregnancy, just because a lot of things switched up there. The same doctor's not there, insurance stuff. So I actually was online looking for a different doctor, preferably to deliver at the same hospital that I delivered with my first pregnancy. But that wasn't the case. I wasn't able to find a doctor that delivered there at the moment. I just wanted to basically find a doctor as soon as possible to go in for my first ultrasound, make sure to even know that I'm pregnant through the doctor's office. So I found one. I always look at like the reviews, the doctors, the office, just because I feel like all of that matters to me. You might be totally different where none of that might matter to you and you just want care to take care of you during your pregnancy and you want to just deliver the baby and call it a day. But I feel like I need to be comfortable somewhere, and I need to be somewhere where I feel, clean, and just overall the doctor has to give me like good vibes, because if not, why do I feel safe with you taking care of me and the baby and delivering the baby when the time comes? So to me, that comes into play. So I found the doctor. I forgot how far along I was. It was actually further away than my first pregnancy doctor's office was, and the hospital. So I was like already like, oh my goodness, like the drive there, I'm like, I don't know if I could do this, because if I'm like having contractions so bad or I'm about to give birth, I'm probably gonna give birth in the car because it's so far. And all of that I was just thinking about. So I'm like already like, it's far, but whatever. So I get there, and there's multiple doctors in the practice, so it's not just one doctor that I'm seeing, it's like multiple of them. So I get there and I'm like, whatever, it's far. The office was all right. I feel like that matters, just because I want to feel clean and I want to feel safe, and I want to feel like, okay, I could come here every day or every week or every, couple weeks to come see my baby, etc. So, oh my God, I'm like out of breath. So I was going on whenever they scheduled me. The office was all right. The staff was all right. I mean, I feel like I've witnessed nice staff and I've witnessed mean staff, so I obviously know like which is which. And if you just overall don't like your job and overall just have an attitude and overall just are not nice to patients, then I just don't see why you're in that field or why you even work there. Like, you're dealing with pregnant women that you shouldn't be having an attitude with. I don't know. So whatever, I usually just go in there, do what I have to do, and I leave. In that actual office, there's multiple doctors. So each time I went to the visit, there was a different doctor, just because they want you to get used to seeing different doctors, just in case the delivery comes, you didn't only see one doctor throughout your whole pregnancy, and then you're like, but where's that one doctor? You got used to multiple of them, So each time I went like three times, I think, and I met with a different doctor. They were all fine. So in that specific office, they don't do ultrasounds specifically there yet, I guess. She said they're working on it. I don't know, which I found weird, because it's like, why don't you guys do ultrasounds there? Why do I have to go there and then somewhere else to go get an ultrasound done? I feel like, to me, that's just so much more work. I'd rather get everything done in one shot right there, and that's it. But whatever, okay. I was doing my regular routine appointments, going to the hospital actually to go get the ultrasound, because they don't do it there. So they send you to like the actual hospital where you're gonna be delivering. So I went there a couple times, and there was this one time that I went, and obviously during pregnancy you have concerns, you have questions, and I feel like as a doctor you're supposed to just listen and make the patient feel as comfortable as possible, and don't just sit there and look like you're there just to make money, or you're only doing your job just to get the patient in and out the office. Don't answer no questions. Oh, well, this is that, whatever, and leave. Like, no, you're supposed to make the patient feel as comfortable as possible. And this one doctor's appointment that I went to, I just didn't feel, it was the first time I was meeting that one doctor. First time meeting her, and I just didn't feel like she was very sincere enough. And I feel like her whole entire vibe gave me, like, pushed me, like, to the point where I was like, I'm not staying here. So whatever, I was just sitting there, we were talking, and then, like, it was like a 1 2 3, okay, yeah, you're out, you take your blood work and leave. And, like, to me, I was just like, wow, like, I've been here multiple times, I've seen other doctors, I was like settling, I'm like, all right, they're good, the staff wasn't all that, so I'm like, that's fine, I'm dealing with the doctors anyway, like, I don't really see them anyway, so there's no point of me switching, because I wasn't even seeing the staff as much. So I went to that appointment, whatever, I didn't like it. I called Ethan once I got out. I'm like, yeah, she was just not, like, she was just not a nice doctor. You can just tell when somebody's a good doctor. They care about their patients, they care about the baby, and they're not there to just deliver the baby and move on to the next. Like, you're supposed to want to take care of that pregnancy and want to take care of that patient. Like, you deal with patients all day long. If that's not the job that you want to be in, and you don't want to be sincere to any of your patients, then you shouldn't be in that field. And I want to feel comfortable with somebody that's taking care of myself, the baby, everything. So whatever, I was like, yeah, she was rude. It was just overall a bad experience. I tried my best. I tried my best to, like, whatever, Gabby, maybe you're just being over exaggerating. Maybe she was, whatever. I tried. So then, like, a few days later, like 2 days later, I was at the mall. I was having a good day, feeling like just weird overall. And I'm like, I don't know if this is normal. I'm going to call my doctor. I called my sister and asking her if this is normal. Should I feel like this? Blah, blah, blah. She was like, oh, I think you should just call your doctor just to confirm, you know. I don't want to tell you it's not normal or it is normal, and then blah, blah, blah. So whatever, I called my doctor. I spoke with the nurse. They told me the doctor on call was that same doctor that I met with and I didn't like. That doctor was on call. I'm like, oh goodness. So then, like, 3 hours later, she gives me a call back, and I was already home. Like, I was fine. I was whatever. I was like, okay, hello. And then we spoke, and I was like, oh, like, I just want to know if this is normal. She's like, well, you would need to come into the office. I mean, I can't really tell you it is or isn't over the phone. Like, and I understand that part, but you don't, like, the way you say it is like you're dealing with somebody that is pregnant, hormonal, doesn't know if this is normal or if I should be worried, and you are just like, yeah, I don't know either, you should just come in and call tomorrow to schedule or something. And I literally hung up I was like, okay, yeah, hung up the phone. And I think that was like a weekend or something, and that Monday came, I went ahead and switched my doctor. Well, I'm actually in the process of switching. I went ahead, looked up doctors, called so many different doctors' office, was looking at the reviews, the doctors, the offices, whatever, and I'm currently in the process of switching because that just ruined everything for me. I feel like I was already on the edge, already like, oh, this is too far. It's not even the hospital that I wanted to deliver at. There's so many doctors that I'm meeting with. The staff are just overall rude.
Let me talk to you, let me buy you a drink. Auntie Payne, you know me.
Let me help. Ethan came to the car. But as I was saying, overall, I was already on edge about being at that office, being so far away. And then I feel like that just added a little cherry on top. And I was like, yeah, I'm out. Somebody pregnant just doesn't want to deal with that. And you shouldn't have to deal with that. I wanted to feel how I felt with my first pregnancy. I felt safe there. I felt clean there. I trusted the doctors, you know, and like, to me, it's just like, why did I have to deal with that? But I'm actually in the process of switching over to a different doctor. And also the funny part, okay, this is where it's like, okay, yeah, you guys are hilarious. So I call them, and at first I call the new doctor's office that I found, and I'm like, hey, like I want to come in and like start getting prenatal care from you guys, blah blah blah. They take everything, all my insurance, and they were asking me how far along I am, that they accept patients up to 36 weeks of their pregnancy stage. So I was like, okay, that's fine. So she said, you need to go ahead and send your medical records over from the last doctor to us, just so that we could put everything in the system, and then I'll call you, and then we'll go ahead and schedule you to come in for your first appointment with us. So I'm like, sure, no problem. I'll call my doctor. I'll call the old doctor's office and have them send everything over. So I give them a call. I'm like, yeah, I need you guys to fax over, blah, blah, blah. They're like, okay, no problem. So I gave them the fax number, and then I gave it like 2 days. I think this was on Monday. So I gave it like 2 days, and still no call from the new doctor's office, which to me was weird, because I'm like, why aren't they calling me to schedule? Like, they sent over the fax. I should be getting a call. Never got a call from them. So I called the old doctor's office, and I'm like, okay, my new doctor's office still hasn't received the fax. Have you guys sent it? She's like, yeah, we sent it. I'm like, okay, can you guys resend it, because they haven't gotten it? And a fax literally takes 2 seconds. Like, it will literally come in a second and a half. Like, all you gotta do is write down the fax number, send it, and it's there. So I call the new doctor's office again. I'm like, have you guys received anything? Because they told me they sent it. She's like, no, we haven't received anything. What's your last name, first name? She sees other people's, just not mine. I'm like, why is that? Like, why wouldn't my records be transferring over if I'm giving them the right fax number, and other people's are going through, just not mine? So I'm already like, wow, like this is insane. So it's Thursday, and I did this on Monday, and still nothing. So I call them today. They're like, yeah, we sent it, blah blah blah. I'm like, can I just go and pick up my records, just because it's Thursday already? I want to schedule for my next appointment, and clearly the fax isn't working. So I'd rather just go pick it up. Mind you, the drive is so far, which I didn't even want to go, but I'm like, I basically have to. Like, there's no point of even keep trying when clearly they're just probably not even sending it, to be petty. I don't know. I just feel like that just because of the way they are and the way they've treated me, and overall, like, they're garbage. So I was supposed to go today to pick up the records, which I'm going to go tomorrow to do early in the morning. Go get the records from the old doctor's office, then go to the new doctor's office and drop it off, and then I can go ahead and schedule my next doctor's appointment with this new doctor. You don't have to stick with any doctor that you don't feel comfortable with, any doctor that you feel like is not sincere enough, isn't answering any of your questions that you have throughout your pregnancy. You know, that's what they're there for, and they're there to make you feel comfortable and take care of you and the baby. So if you feel like, well, I don't feel like I'm getting answers or XYZ, then literally just go and switch your doctor, because that's their loss. Just dig deep into your research when you do pick a doctor. And that could be for anything. It doesn't have to be for pregnancy. It could be for, a regular primary care doctor for physicals and stuff like that. It could be for eye doctor, any type of doctor. I just feel like you have to look into, and you have to feel comfortable with that doctor. If you don't feel comfortable, then that's something that you have to switch, just because it's not worth it to me. If I would have stayed for 40 weeks, 9 months, I feel like I would have been miserable each time I went there, I don't want to feel like that. Pregnancy is a beautiful thing, and if you're dreading going to doctor's appointments, which at the end you go every single week, and you're dreading to do that, then clearly there's an issue. So I'd rather switch now, not have to deal with any more issues there, not have to deal with rude doctors, and yeah. So I just want to let you guys know that I feel like that's super important, and I don't want you guys to experience anything like this. I know it's not like, oh my god, your doctor, blah blah, but I just feel like that all comes into play, and it all matters, just because I want to feel comfortable, and if I don't, then I'm not gonna stick with you. So yeah, overall I am doing good. I'm actually in my second trimester, so nothing's changed. Like, nothing's changed as in how I feel. Like, I have days where I really have zero energy, where I literally need to like just lay down. Like, yeah, I think it was yesterday. I had no energy to do anything. I was laying on the couch. It was raining. I just wanted to like sleep basically. I still have a lot of food aversions. Everything that I used to eat, I don't eat. I literally can buy food to make one day and then like 2 days later, 3 days later, I'm like, that's disgusting. I'm still super nauseous, here and there. No energy, tired, and yeah. But that is going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. I hope you guys take some advice, and comment down below if you ever experienced a rude doctor or a doctor that you didn't feel comfortable with and you had to switch mid-pregnancy, beginning of the pregnancy, or end. Whatever your case was, I'd love to hear different type of stories about this, and make sure you stay tuned for more videos.